the courage to object when they use that term, radical Islamic terrorism.
Witness News.
48 hours of fear, destruction, and terror in the Middle East as new images show the horror on the ground in Israel. Tonight, we hear the gut-wrenching stories of escape and survival.
This propaganda video was posted by Hamas. It shows the preparation for the aerial attack that has shocked the world. Some of the paragliders carry two men, a pilot and a gunman.
Have the courage to object when they use that term, radical Islamic terrorism.
December 21st, 1988. Few short, violent moments, 270 people died.
To object when they use that term, radical Islamic terrorism.
From the Pentagon on the explosion in Beirut at the U.S. Marines barracks. The Pentagon now estimates that 120, possibly more, 120 American Marines have been killed. 45 of the more critically wounded have been evacuated.
Have the courage to object when they use that term, radical Islamic terrorism. Than the greatest victims of terror. Lord, how Muslims have overdominated than the greatest victims of terror. Lord, how Muslims have overdominated than the greatest victims of terror.
An American flag has been set aflame until this hero steps in. He bravely grabs the flag out of the fire and then flees into the crowd of anti-Israel protesters outside Washington's Union Station.
That there are protests still happening in major cities across the United States. I'm just not seeing the reporting on it that I had
that's right.
for the first few weeks.
That's right. But they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop. And they're not, this is a movement, I'm telling you. They're not going to stop. And everyone beware, because they're not going to stop. They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not. And we should not. People facing high levels of food insecurity, and 500,000 people facing catastrophic levels of acute food insecurity. We cannot look away in the face of these tragedies. We cannot allow ourselves to become numb to the suffering, and I will not be silent.